From the banks of the Ohio River, there's a look at Paul Brown Stadium here in Cincinnati, Ohio. This crowd loves their orange and black. The scene just a short time ago, they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football as the Bengals get set to do battle with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard. And he is met in his track. Behind the line of scrimmage.
Go, 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 run it, run! Here I go, here I go. All day, baby, all day. Leopard, leopard! Strong right, strong right, strong right.
Now Rosen to throw on second down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tucker roll that they can fall back on anymore.
Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. From the shotgun, it's Rosen. And the catch made, it's Tyler Boyd. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
All right, now, lucky 56, lucky 56.
They'll look to throw on first down with Josh Rosen. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Detroit! Detroit! Four down. Watch twist. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Throwing again, it's Rosen. Over the middle, it's caught by Rodgers. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Rosen to throw again. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 7 yards on the play, and that'll make it a 2nd down. Off the play fake, here's Rosen. Caught, Eifert over the middle. And down inside the 15 he goes. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down. Pretty solid start for the rookie here on this first drive, Charles.
Able to have some confidence, stepping back into the pocket, move around a little bit, find open receivers, and deliver. That just means his confidence is going to continue to grow because he's getting more and more comfortable with each completed pass.
From the red zone now, here's Rosen on first down. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. A gain of 4 on the play, and that'll bring up second down.
Watch him now, Barney!
Again, it's Rosen. Pushing through the contact. He drops it off for Bernard. No gain on the play, and it'll bring up a third down. And so far, a very nice, methodical opening drive.
This has the feel of a scripted drive that they rehearsed perfectly all week long, and now they're executing it on game day.
Script looks good so far. It's been a pretty long opening drive. This will be play number 11 coming up on third down. Here's Bernard. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up fourth down.
Well, they've certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play, stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. It makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean, break out? That just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10, just shy of the 30.
Show that bench release and go. Snickers, you gotta spin. Go.
And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Kings. Snickers, 66. All right, let's go.
On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's James. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
Lucky 56. Hey. You got three. Three down. Banjo. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. 57.
Out of the gun, Rudolph. He's got a man. It's Mitchell. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there.
And the key number on that play, 3. Third play of the drive, 3rd down, spectacular catch, turns into a 1st down.
1st down saves them from a 3 and out. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Rudolph throwing again. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. It's a gain of 9 yards. And it'll be 2nd and about a yard to go for the 1st.
That's the way to hit. Leopard! Tight end right. Watch him now, Barney! No. Check. Patriot! Gun!
Rudolph going to throw again. Over the middle here to Brown. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give them a new set of downs. Our first update now comes from Atlanta, and the Bucs are out to an early lead. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses.
Leopard! Gun! Detroit!
Back with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's Steeler football to begin quarter number 2. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10.
Detroit!
Again, it's Rudolph. Over the middle, the catch made by Mitchell. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the 1st down completion. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. That's their 2nd, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this 2nd quarter. We'll be right back. Back to the air, Rudolph. And out of bounds right around the 20. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
A first opportunity for the Steelers in the red zone. 1st and 10 right at the 20.
Watch him now, Barney. Barney. Gun, gun. Gun, gun. Gun.
From the red zone now, Rudolph. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. James Washington, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers are able to strike for 6. Extra point put through by Boswell on now to kick this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Back 99 Philly. Here we go.
On 1st down, it's Rosen. Over the middle, that's caught by Ross. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10.
4 down, 4 down. Check. 4 down, 4 down.
From the gun, it's Rosen. Complete to the right side, it's Eifert. He'll be tackled shy of the 35. Shifty footwork gets him a little extra on the play. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
We got 3. We got 3. Back 99 Philly. Here we go. Check. Check hot.
They'll run it here with Bernard. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. The Bengals bring out their punter now as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Leopard. Leopard. Check, check. Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Gun!
Here comes a first down throw from Rudolph. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6. Yard line. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Here's Rudolph now on second down. To the right side and complete to Washington. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down. Throwing on third down, here's Rudolph. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. They'll give him 8 on the play, and it'll be fourth down. On fourth down, here comes the Steeler punter Jordan Berry to kick it away. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Fielded just inside the 20. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Bengals will take over here first and 10. On the NFL scoreboard, second quarter up in Minneapolis. Early on, it's the Vikings in the driver's seat. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor.
Detroit! Detroit! Over!
They'll begin here with Bernard. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On second down, here's Rosen. Going deep downfield for Ross. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. A big play there for the Bengals. And even 60 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
Minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back to Cincinnati after this. So it's first and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Now Rosen looking to throw. And it pops free. The collision there jarred down.
When you got your backs in the shadow of your goal line, you've got to be physical in that situation because there's not a whole lot of space, not a lot of wild plays that can be run there.
That's put up or shut up time. Defensively, nice job just to make sure they didn't complete it on that play.
Watch him now, Barney!
They get it to him running left. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down.
Leopard! All right, now, lucky 56.
To throw is Rosen. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Mike Hilton. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Detroit!
After the interception, here's Rudolph. On the left side, it's McDonald. The Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Gun, gun! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now Rudolph on first down. Oh, that was dangerous. Throw it into coverage, almost picked, but instead they'll keep it on second down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
No. Check. Patriot.
Here's Rudolph. Throw left side complete. It's McDonald. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion.
Detroit!
Rudolph looking to throw it. This is Bell on the dump off. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you've got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
And he'll be about a 4 yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Now Rosen to throw on second down. Boyd's the target, and he has it over the middle. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. This quarterback now 12 of 16 thus far. It's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Boyd. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. This quarterback now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. Again, it's Rosen. Going deep for Eifert. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
Detroit! Move. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
A final shot before the break, Rudolph. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've reached halftime here with the visiting Steelers out in front as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On 1st and 10, Rudolph. He's going to go for a big play downfield. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just second down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, and have them back on their heels.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. From the gun, here's Rudolph. Washington with a catch, middle of the field. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
Detroit! Gun! Watch him now, Barney!
Rudolph on first down. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
Sometimes we wonder about play calls, but this one made perfect sense to me. He's got the only touchdown that they've scored in this game. Tried to get it to him again on another deep ball.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gun!
Rudolph throwing again. Flipping left side, and he's got a man. That's McDonald. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
This quarterback now 13 of 16 throwing the football. It's 1st and 10.
Gun! Detroit!
Rudolph going to throw again. Past the 20. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he's going to be taken down, but not before reaching the 15-yard line.
Get him, boys!
This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just second down.
I know in every game we do, we talk about momentum. That was a momentum play lost. And now there could be a letdown because they didn't get the interception.
Yeah, you could almost hear the collective gasp on the sideline as he could not come up with that football. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. Again, it's Rudolph. And they're going to get him. They bring him down with a sack back at the 16-yard line. Andrew Billings in there to drop him for a loss on the play. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Watch him now, Barney. Barney. Back 99 Philly. Here we go.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. It's McDonald. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Well, close game, second half. You obviously hate to leave 3 out on the field.
Especially in a game like this when you know points are hard to come by. That was one of their best opportunities so far, and they come away with nothing.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. Second down.
Well, man's getting a little loose with the football there, right? Interception before, almost had one here. He's got to start taking better care of it.
Yeah, really should have been back-to-back drives with interceptions. He's lucky there. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. From the shotgun, it's Rosen. And he comes back with one complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Rosen to throw again. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Now the Bengals on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. They want to go to the air again with Rosen. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. Javon Hargrave in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to 4th down. The Bengals bring out their punter now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Well, let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
Gets it up past the 10 with a nice move. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney! Detroit! Detroit! Motion! Detroit! Detroit! Gun!
On 2nd down, here's Rudolph. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's McDonald. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
This quarterback now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10.
Check! 4 down! Gun! All right, now, lucky 56!
Shotgun snap for Rudolph. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Bengals grab it. And it won't be a pick six, but he will have his guys set up at the 2-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, these are going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? 1st and goal.
Leopard! Over!
Following the fumble recovery, it's Rosen. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line.
That I'm struggling to understand a little bit. That close to the goal line, first down, run the football. If you want to throw it, throw some play action on 2nd down.
Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal.
Tight end's right. 4 down. Check. Over!
They get it to him running left. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Yeah, well, you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the 2nd level.
And Bullock will put this one through. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board, ended up settling for 3.
The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive.
Gun! Watch it now, Barney! Check 43! Here we go. Over!
Here comes a first down throw from Rudolph. To the right side, incomplete to Washington. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Man left. Hey, Gone! Detroit! I'm coming for you, son!
Rudolph throwing on second down. And it's complete. He gets this one to Washington. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. On first down, Rudolph. Left side, that's caught by Mitchell. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. A really nice gain of 25 yards. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Watch it now, Barney. All right, now, lucky 56.
Back to the air, Rudolph. To the right side, it's caught by Mitchell. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Malcolm Mitchell, his first touchdown on the year. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead. Boswell good with the extra point, and that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it. Boswell on now to kick this one away. This one taken just inside the 10. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense.
Pressure comes and the Steelers take him down. Robert Ayers in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use it.
Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Stephon Tuitt, the former Notre Dame man, in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs are going to lead to a 3rd and long. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. From the gun, it's Rosen. Got his man, it's Eifert. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle him almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Pulled in at the 24. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs and keep possession of the football.
And he finds a man on the crossing route. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Over.
Now it's Rudolph. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. James Washington with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. Extra point put through by Boswell. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Boswell on now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Here's Rosen. Throw complete there. Rodgers. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 8. Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. 18 yards on that one, and the Bengals are moving. 1st down. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
They'll look to throw on 1st down with Josh Rosen. Caught, Eifert over the middle. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. 11 more on that one and another 1st down. Now Rosen. That'll be caught by Rodgers. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 7 yards to pick up on the pitch and catch. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Again, it's Rosen. Boyd's the target, and he has it over the middle. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. Now Rosen on 1st down. And that's going to be incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again, it's Rosen. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Now it's Rosen. He's got his man, Boyd. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. Now Rosen looking to throw. And he is caught at the 7-yard line. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Rosen to throw again. Flush to his right. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Lorenzo Alexander able to get in there and drop him for a 2-yard loss. Rosen to throw on 3rd down. This will be caught at about the 6. And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. And they got 3 yards. That's enough. A conversion, and now it's 1st and goal. So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. Now a carry for Bernard. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
Oh, boy, I know you felt that one. I know you felt that one.
A line of scrimmage, once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal.
Tight end right.
Here's Rosen to throw. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. The penalty certainly makes things tougher here as they try again. 3rd and goal. Play action here with Rosen. He may try and run for the... And now a fumble. The ball's out.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And Bullock will put this one through. And they're hanging around here as the lead's down to 12. Well, that will go down as a 15-play drive, and it results in 3 points. So some disappointment?
It's funny. We had our conference before the game with the offensive coordinator. And what did he tell us? I just want every drive to end in a kick, right? An extra point, a punt, or a field goal. Well, in this case, I think it is a little bit of a disappointment because it did end in a kick, but that type of a drive should end in the end zone.
Leopard! Leopard! Gone! 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 That is right. Gone! 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 56. 6 man. Check curls, check curls, check curls. Motion, motion. Hot!
Rudolph going to look to throw it. They'll find a man over the middle. It's Washington. And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down.
Detroit! Hey! Gun! 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 All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Right there, 56. Watch the run, watch the run. Play it, play it, play it, play it, play it, play it. He goes hot.
Shotgun snap for Rudolph. Over the middle here to Brown. And they'll get him down up past the 15. It's a gain of 14 there, and that should be enough to get him home free.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage, as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage, because man coverage, they're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
Detroit! 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 Gun! 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 Let's go.
Here comes a first down throw from Rudolph. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here.